AEW fans, welcome back to Fabulous Wrestling Talk AEW. This time we are talking about Dynasty. I think they're running out of words. I don't know why Dynasty is like their third pay-per-view of the year, but I'm joined by my tag team partner, Clay Harden. Of course, I am Jeremy York. How are you?
I am. Got injured in a fishing accident last weekend, but I'm pushing through and I'm good to go. I don't think I require surgery. Maybe just a little ice and some healing. I'll be all right.
Just hashtag warrior, just powering through everything.
It was a freak accident. I reached too far behind me in the boat. Something popped in my shoulder, but I'll be good.
I mean, you're faring better than Rhea Ripley. That I don't know if you saw that on WWE, but she had to relinquish her title because a backstage segment almost completely dislocated her shoulder.
Really?
Oh
I
yeah,
don't like.
Liv Morgan attacked her to get that feud back going, and she like drop kicked her into like a little corridor. And when she did, she hits Funky like that. She immediately does this, and I was like, well, I hope that was just her playing it up. Nope. Let's see, Monday on Raw, she comes out, lays the belt down. She got her arm in a sling, and she's like, "See you guys in a couple months."
I did see that on the Twitter X,
That's a legit thing. That's not an angle. Yep.
but that's the most WWE I've watched in the last 8 years. So
Hmm. It's getting good. I'll give them credit, but we're here, of course, to talk about AEW. That is the not only the freshest, the hottest thing. It's one of the best things going in wrestling right now, and they've got their big pay-per-view, like we said, coming up. About a third of it would be a good time to go ahead and set up your snacks for the night. I think make sure you've been to the restroom enough times, ordered any kind of food you're going to do, maybe even pay some bills. But let's breeze through a couple of those. Um, I hope they're going in the order that they have them listed.
usually they
They,
do. I will say that about AEW.
yeah. Well, this was on Wikipedia, so there could be a guy named Sparling that edited this, and there could be actually somebody from AEW that did it. So we'll have to just go with that. They say they're going to start. Wrestling 101 says you open up with what you think is your second best match. I completely disagree. They have the Acclaimed with Billy Gunn putting their titles up against Bullet Club Gold and their titles. They're finally taking the ROH titles and they're blending them in with the AEW titles. I don't think this is much more than the Bullet Club showing that they are by far superior. And the whole Acclaimed wave, you're gonna see it start to do this now.
I do like this match simply for the fact of Billy Gunn in there with his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And, Billy Gunn's 58 years old, but that dude can still get it. But I am intrigued with this match. And you're right. They are slowly going to absorb all the Ring of Honor titles. They're going to unify a lot of them and just do away with them.
Yep.
It's just smart. There's no need to keep having. I mean, really, the only reason he bought Ring of Honor was for the library.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
there's no need to keep it going. But this match actually does intrigue me a little bit.
Well, I mean, like you said, you have six premier athletes who can work, who can go. I mean, between Billy's kids and the Acclaim, they're really good. Billy can still go. He's as jacked as anybody in this. And Jay White has always just kind of been one of those sneaky good guys.
Well, Jay White's one of the ones that I would like to see him get away from a faction and put him out on his own, and let's see what he can do in a singles run.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We've seen a little taste of it before he joined Bullet Club over New Japan, and I thought he was really gaining some good traction. And then he disappeared, and he come back as the Switchblade that he is now, and he was part of Bullet Club, and he's been in a faction ever since. But yeah, I would like. I mean, I don't care if they turn him good. If that's what they have to do to make him a solo, then kind of do that and let the Guns go do their own thing.
Right, I'm with you.
Next match, Trent Beretta versus Matt Sydal. I like both these guys. They're always in fun parts of matches, but I mean this match literally came out of nowhere because Orange Cassidy already had a match, or if not, it'll be Trent versus Orange.
I got two rants I'm gonna go on tonight. One of them is, why would you turn Trent Beretta heel? because the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy was one of the best things that the crowd always got behind, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no, like, you're not gaining anything from turning him heel right here.
No.
Unless you just want to get Orange Cassidy out on his own, where he's 100% a singles wrestler. Because he is, look, Orange Cassidy is probably the best worker in the company.
Yeah, I don't think it's close as far as that. The stuff he does and the way he does it, his move set is unlike anybody else's. There's nobody that even tries to copy it. I don't think anybody could copy it if they tried.
And he puts on quality matches night after night after night, every show on TV. They're dark. He's on dark. He works every night of the week. Eventually to catch up to him, but for now, while he's able to work, I guess they want to separate him from Best Friends and let him do his own thing.
Yeah. Or put him in random things, because the match that follows that one is Orange Cassidy and Shibata against Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. Once again, four really, really good talents, but this is so random and so out of nowhere, it makes no sense.
There is a lot on this card that left me scratching my head, and this is one of those matches. Like, where, look, it's you cancel whatever you had Orange Cassidy doing if you're going to turn Trent Beretta heel. Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta is the match.
Yep,
that's the match you put, and then you let who's Trent wrestling?
Matt Sydal. Him and Shibata, fine. Team them up.
Yes, put him and Shibata in an exhibition match, whatever. That's what you do. But this match makes zero sense.
No, and I mean, Moriarty's kind of an up and coming guy. Having Shane Taylor around is going to help him out a lot. Shane Taylor is ridiculous for somebody who is easily north of 300 pounds. He wrestles like he's 220.
He can get it. Who was he wrestled on Dynamite Wednesday night?
Hook.
Oh, no, Orange Cassidy.
Oh, Orange was against
Shane Taylor. That's why they got the match with him and
maybe that's what it is. Yeah,
him and Shibata.
Yeah.
Yes, he hung in there with Orange Cassidy for some of those high flying spots, and it was a pretty good match. But still, this tag team match makes zero sense.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're just showcasing Orange and Shibata on one side, and you're potentially going to give Shane Taylor Promotions an actual win on television, I don't see what the point of this is.
Yeah, they get beat every week. You're too young to remember. He's the Italian stallion of this generation.
Yeah, I'd give it that. I say my generation may remember Barry Horowitz, the most famous jobber of my generation.
Barry Horowitz. Look, in the 80s, Italian Stallion was the one that would be on Saturday night TBS, getting fought by whoever, Ric Flair or one of the Andersons or Sting or Barry Windham, and he never won a match.
Brooklyn Brawler too was one in WWF. They went for a while.
Yeah, that was early 90s.
Yep. But that's the almost the first third of this card. Then they're going to follow that up with another random match, but it's got good people in it again. You've got Adam Copeland. I know you don't know who that is. That's Edge. That's Edge.
I'm familiar.
Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe. This has Ring of Honor written all over it. Versus the House of Black. I'm a huge House of Black fan. I've always liked all three of those guys a lot. Buddy Murphy is going to get to see his girlfriend a lot more here recently. We just mentioned her. But other than that, you might as well make this a hardcore match because the six of them are going to tear up everything at ringside.
This is the match where Tony Khan finished putting the card together for Dynasty, and he went, "Oh crap! I don't have anything for Copeland and Eddie Kingston to do. Hey, let's put them with Mark Briscoe and let them wrestle the House of Black." And it makes no sense. There's no build up to it. It's just like, hey, let's just stick it right here.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's kind of like the pre-show main event, if you want to call it that, even though all of this is supposed to be on the card.
You mean to tell me that you couldn't find somebody on that card 2 weeks ago to start a feud with Edge on and wrestle, have a top notch match for the TNT title? You couldn't get
How
that done in
about
2 weeks.
pick any member, even randomly out of a hat, of the House of Black? I mean, Malachi Black is the obvious choice, but
Yes,
any of those three versus Copeland is a main event.
yes, that's what I'm saying. You take Malachi Black, Adam Copeland. If you want the other four to get involved at the end, have a run in, whatever. But you take those two and have a match for the title, and it means something. This is
Yep.
just random. Like, what the heck's this
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah, because there's been 2 or 3 people call out Copeland for his title in the last couple of weeks, and not a one of them has gotten a sniff outside of Malachi getting a 6-man tag match now.
Right.
Next up, this is another one where they're just trying to build Hook, and so they said, well, why not get put over by Chris Jericho, who's put everybody else over, so you might as well get one from him too.
This is my other rant. Why pick now? So here's my beef with Tony Khan over Jericho. And I know Jericho in his contract has 100% control over his character. But why? He turns heel. He comes around. Fans get behind him again. He becomes a face. They're chanting his name. They're singing his song. And then he turns heel again. That rocks on for 2 or 3 months. And then he turns face, and the fans are behind him, and they're singing his song, and he turns heel again. This is just another random ass heel turn by Chris Jericho for absolutely no reason.
Because it's not going to help Hook.
Other than just to try to put Hook over. But Hook weighs 155 pounds. He's going to be hard to put over. He's not Rey Mysterio.
No. No, he looks like he's built like Orange Cassidy, and he wrestles like his dad, and it's a weird mix.
It is, but at the end of the day, he's 155 pounds.
Yeah.
They can say he's 185 or 189 or whatever. He is not. That dude is tiny.
According to the scale, I'm 185, so I know he ain't.
No, he's not even sniffing anywhere close to it. It's just, I don't know if it's just because it's Taz's kid. He has no charisma at all. He has no mic skills. He would be a great cruiserweight. He would be fun to watch against somebody like Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Or Leo Rush. But he don't belong with the big guys.
No.
You can't.
He's never going to be believed as a heavyweight.
No, ever, never, ever. So I don't know why they want to put him over so bad, and to turn Chris heel after he's only been a face for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The fans are behind.
Once again, this has got to be Tony Khan was like, oh crap, we forgot to book Hook. Who can we put against Hook? I mean, he's been teaming with Jericho. Oh wait, we'll have him take Jericho. Jericho can be bad.
Yeah, for no reason. I just don't get it.
Now, this next match, I know who's going to win it because it goes with your theory that we will mention. For the WrestleMania shows that we did, we had to figure out where the Damian Priest cash-in was going to happen. He was the Money in the Bank winner from last year. On this one, it is going to be where is MJF going to show up, because it's a big chance that he could show himself here. Pretty sure we know where that is, but we're going to get Roddy Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly. On any given day, nothing personal to Roddy, Kyle O'Reilly wipes the floor with him. And Roddy's a great worker, but Kyle O'Reilly just, that MMA background and stuff, he's always been a better striker. Like him versus Shibata should be the match, because now O'Reilly's going to get a loss coming back off an injury.
I've always said I wish you could put Kyle O'Reilly in the ring with Roderick Strong's mic with his promos. That would make a great wrestler. Because O'Reilly can get in the ring, but do not put a microphone in that guy's hand.
No.
Roderick Strong is what I would, as my kids would say, he's mid in the ring. But he's great on the mic. His promos are awesome. So this match is not, it may be only interesting just for the MJF angle.
Yep, maybe. Because your theory that Undisputed Kingdom starts garnering all the belts, it gives MJF the perfect reason to come back. Well, Roddy has to keep his title for that to happen.
Have you heard that MJF's already re-signed and it's part of the it's a work keeping him off of the website.
I've heard that. I try to stay away from dirt sheets a whole lot unless I know they're super credible. But at the same time, yeah, because whenever there's super rumors that sound stupid, like oh he's gonna show up at WrestleMania, oh he's gonna show up at this WWE thing, I was like he's not going anywhere. We know that. We know he's already re-signed. He said he's always going to pretty much stay over here, maybe till the end of his career. He's just you keep him quiet like this, you keep all the rumors going because it keeps getting all the publicity. And then when he randomly shows up, or all you have to do is just have a Joker mask just be in somebody's locker, and suddenly he's right back in it.
If I was Tony Khan, I would have not ended the Devil storyline with that match with Samoa Joe. I would have had MJF and Adam both off of TV, out of the storylines for till they were both healed up.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come back and build up to the ending of that story for a couple months.
Yep.
And it's almost like, MJF's got to have surgery on his shoulder. He's got to heal up the ribs or whatever else, his neck or whatever it was hurt. So Tony said, "All right, let's just end it now." Like you can't. Your heel, your villain is injured as well. He's in a boot. He's in a wheelchair. Like
Yep.
This makes no sense. But I do know this: if MJF was going to sign with WWE, if his contract was really up, his no compete was up after 90 days, he would have either shown up at WrestleMania or the Raw after WrestleMania. And he didn't,
Yep.
which tells me that he's already signed with AEW.
Yep.
I don't know that he comes back this quick. I know he's got a lot of injuries that still hadn't healed up fully, but you wait till Adam Cole is healed up, and he's in the spot to win a belt, maybe from Edge or something. And then you have MJF come back and ruin it for you. That's how you bring him in. But Tony will probably jump the gun and bring him back tomorrow night or whenever it is, Sunday night.
Yeah, I agree.
So we'll see. Even if he's not wrestling, if he's out cutting promos every Wednesday night, it makes it way better TV.
Stick him some guest commentary here and there, because any chance he has a microphone in front of him is raking in the millions of dollars.
Yep. Or I just let him open every Wednesday night Dynamite with a promo.
Yep, I agree. They are going to follow that. I feel bad for these girls. They are going to follow that with Julia Hart against Willow Nightingale. I like both of them, but they just, once again, unless Willow is going to flip heel somehow and you're going to flip Julia, we all know that they're just buying time until they can get Mercedes Moné in a ring against Willow so that they can kind of finish their feud from New Japan.
I'm not convinced that Julia Hart, who is pleasant to look at, but not that great a worker.
She's all right.
But they can't turn her face because she's saddled up with the House of Black, and they're going to always be a heel group. So
they would have to basically kick her out, or she would have to find some way to spawn off of them. And I don't know that the writing staff in AEW has the capability to figure that out.
What they need to do is turn Sasha Banks, Monet, or whatever her name is. They need to turn her heel because she's a biatch anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Have you seen her contract?
No.
You need to read her contract. Have you noticed in the last 3 or 4 Dynamites that the ramp from the curtain to the ring is about 3 times wider than normal?
Yeah, I did notice that now that you say that.
Do you know why?
To fit her ego?
It was part of her contract that the ramp had to be widened by 30 feet to minimize any fans from touching her.
That sounds accurate. Very accurate.
It's in there. I've read it. It is in the contract. Like some of the stuff in there, I thought, why would you eat? No wonder WWE didn't want her back.
She did them a favor by pitching that fit and leaving.
Yes, she did. And I'm not sure 6 months in, Tony Khan's going to wish he hadn't signed her too.
Yep.
Because nobody wants to work with her.
I could see him trying to figure out how to loan her out places as part of talent exchange so that he can just get her out of the building.
I would be all for that.
I would too. I've never been that big a fan of her.
Me neither. And I don't know what the appeal is. Everybody loves her for whatever reason. And her hair that she's been wearing in AEW is hideous.
Yeah.
But
Well,
she'll get involved in that match.
she's trying to copy Naomi, her former tag partner, who does the whole glow stuff, and she actually does like effects with her hair. So when she comes out, that it gives a cool like little kaleidoscope effect, and she's trying to
Right.
pull that off, but she has no idea how to do it.
I remember her debut. She had CEO across, and like, who came up with that? Like, can you not get more creative than that?
Yeah,
Like, that's the best you got. But you
we've
can't
already
call the
got two
boss.
guys that are calling themselves the EVPs, and then now you're calling yourself the CEO. The only difference is they actually are the EVPs.
Right. Like, Vince owns the name the boss, so you're just gonna find a synonym and call her the CEO. Like,
Yeah.
come on now, get more creative than that.
I mean, I almost want Stephanie to just show up randomly in the crowd and just like beat the crap out of her one night and then just walk off.
I don't know. I think from what I've read, she's about done with the wrestling business.
I've heard that too. They're gonna pretty much let Triple H run the whole thing.
So, I told you if we have to watch it on forward, that's one of the matches I'm probably gonna fast forward to.
Yeah. That's the good thing about recording.
Right.
One match we will probably not fast forward through is Kazuchika Okada versus Pac. These two are going to beat the crap out of each other, and I hope it's as good as you think it would be.
Is it just me, or has Okada lost a step from New Japan?
Well, he has. I mean, he's also like 34, 35, and he's been in 10,000 New Japan matches in 10 years. So
10,000. Yes, he has. He took such a beating, and I've seen interviews with him where he was talking about the allure. They were asking what the allure of coming to AEW in the United States was. He was like working one night a week.
yeah, pretty
That
much.
was
He's not on the house shows.
that's what sold him on it. Was working one night a week because I think he was working like 5 nights a week in New Japan. And,
He was
and,
carrying the
and
company. So
if you're not familiar with New Japan, everything they do is a high spot.
oh yeah.
Every move is a high spot. Every one of them. So he's gone from that to actually working a match one night a week. Like,
Yep.
why would
For probably the same money.
or maybe a little more.
Maybe. Yeah.
So yeah, this will be a pretty interesting match. Pac, they I don't know what they bill him at. I think they bill him at like 217. That dude weighs like a buck 85,
Yeah.
but he's a thick buck 85.
Yeah.
And
He
if
is.
if he ever got an ear cut off, he'd be about buck 75.
Yeah. Oh, I'm about to say he's a Keebler elf if there ever was one.
I think sometimes he comes off the top rope, floats because his ears get so much wind.
Yeah.
But he will. He does the hard hitting high spots, and he's fun to watch.
Yes. Yeah, he's not afraid to just throw himself. Like he's almost like a more polished Sabu back from the ECW days where he will use his body as a weapon and he does not care.
That is a very very good comparison there. You're exactly right.
His body is a weapon and he's not afraid to break himself to beat you.
On Saturday night he's teaming up with FTR.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from?
It's because Okada is with the Young Bucks and the
I
Young
get
Bucks
it.
are going against FTR. That's the
I get
only
it.
parallel.
I get, but he Pac's a heel, and then he gets hurt, gone for 6 months, comes back as a face, gets hurt, gone for 6 months, comes back as a heel.
Yep.
Just whatever. He can go whichever way he wants.
But all right,
Speaking of
we
New
got
Japan, how about Moxley won
Mhm.
the big belt over the last month when he's been on his tour over there.
That surprised me a lot, but I also agree with it. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But for people who don't know, in New Japan, for them to let an American, let alone a white guy,
Let
walk
alone an
around with their
American
heavyweight belt,
that
that
works for
means they
another
love it.
company.
Yeah, they let their belt out of the door.
Yep. and he's on AEW programming wearing the belt.
Yep.
Which now one thing it will do, and it's a smart move if you're New Japan, if you ask me. People that don't know nothing about New Japan is going to see that belt and they're going to go, "Hey, I need to check those guys out."
Yeah. What's New Japan?
So you got more eyes on the product now. That's a smart marketing move.
Yep. And we're going to do a little workshopping right here. We got about 8 minutes left. So, do you want to continue to kind of go into some of this stuff and leave the last four for a different? We'll end this one, record one right after, or do you want to run through the last four matches?
Let's run through them. Let's
Okay.
some of them are going to be great. Some of them not so great. I don't think.
All right. Young Bucks versus FTR. They've decided to make this a ladder match for some stupid reason, but it's for the vacant tag titles. At this point, I don't even care.
I don't either, and I don't think you're going to see the Young Bucks win it. FTR is somehow going to win a ladder match against the Young Bucks. In my opinion, they should have made this like a Texas Tornado match where all four men are in the ring at one time. No
A bull
DQ.
rope match.
That would make more sense than a ladder match.
Yep.
But FTR wins the titles.
Absolutely. Tony Storm versus Thunder Rosa. Bless Thunder Rosa's heart. She's going to come all the way this far to get her rear kicked.
I don't know how she like. When are we bringing back Britt Baker?
I believe she is just getting healthy, along with the British or Australian girl. I'm trying to think of her name that hangs out with her. I'm a big fan of hers. I can't think of her name. She was, yeah, Jamie Hayter was all. They're both dinged up at the same time or within a month of each other, and so they both just been rehabbing together. Last I heard.
Britt Baker versus Tony Storm is the match we want to see.
Oh, absolutely.
Thunder Rosa is just a spot filler till that happens.
Yep. The match that probably we are both looking forward to the most, that if not for the world title, would be the main event. Will Ospreay, the best on the planet, versus Bryan Danielson, who at one time was the best on the planet. This I don't know why this should be an hour-long match.
This, if I'm right, it would be an hour-long match, and it would go to a 60-minute time limit, and then we would come out and put 15 more minutes on the clock.
Yep.
This is not many people can go high spot for high spot with Will Ospreay, but Bryan Danielson's one of them.
At his age.
Kenny Omega could do it.
Yep.
There's a few that can, but this should be the first 5-star match of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's going to set the bar that's going to be really hard for anybody else to come close to.
I would open the show with it. If you're not going to make it the main event, open the show with it.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And then that moves us to Samoa Joe versus Swerve. I believe this is Swerve's moment to take the title so that he can be the placeholder until MJF gets back.
I want to see Swerve with the title. I don't know that Joe can work like Swerve can. He's a little older. Yeah. His body's got a little more wear on it. But Swerve is way more charismatic on the microphone. And he cuts really good promos. And I think he would, with a belt on his shoulder, I think his promos would be next level. And then you get to see some matches with, maybe somebody like Will Ospreay when he, after Swerve wins the title. Would be really fun to watch. Somebody like Eddie Kingston, because Swerve can fly, but he can also stand there and chunk with you. So somebody like Eddie Kingston would be fun to watch. Moxley would be fun to watch. Takeshita would be fun to watch. And speaking of Takeshita, something's going to happen with Ospreay's going. He's going to bust that little faction up. Like he's not going to be a part of it.
No.
They're going to come out
and hopefully he takes Fletcher with him, because Fletcher is like a mini Ospreay.
Yeah, not as quite as entertaining to me, but I can see it.
Yeah.
But they're going to come down and try to help him, and he's going to end up,
kicking him out
one of them. Yeah, he's going to end up running them off, or maybe he's going to hit Don Callis. That would be
I hope he
funny.
does. I hope he puts a scar on the other side of his head.
Yeah, to match. Is that a real scar? Or do you think they do makeup on that?
I think it's a real one because I think he just got hit funky during that interview session when Moxley or whoever it was hit him and busted him open. But I mean, the fact that he's as bald as he is, it's accentuated. So I don't know.
Sticks
It
out.
could be a work because Don Callis is not above doing stupid things. So I don't know. It's kind of goofy looking.
I think I've seen it like in a different shape before, so I think it's
Okay,
makeup.
maybe, maybe
Who
so.
knows? Maybe I don't know, but I I like Joe. Joe's a good worker. Joe's good at putting people over.
Yeah,
But I think either Swerve wins or they need to let Wardlow come out the next night and like squash Joe and take the title.
and the last time the two of them matched up on that random Dynamite episode, Wardlow looked like he had just started 2 weeks ago. That was one of the worst performances I've ever seen him have. He looked so out of his element.
Yeah, but you got to get the belt on Wardlow before MJF comes back.
Right. Which may be our indicator.
Maybe,
If
maybe that's
Wardlow's gonna have to win the what is it, the poker chip battle royal or whatever, so he gets a title shot and then he can
right.
cash in. That's how he'll do it.
But here's the thing. You remember 3 years ago we were all wanting Wardlow to get away from MJF and turn on him. And
Hmm.
now here we are 3 years later, and MJF's the face and Wardlow's the heel. It's just wrestling fans' memories are about that long.
Yep.
That's the
Oh yeah.
beautiful thing about it.
Absolutely. Well, got about 2 minutes left. So, first off, anybody that is following us on any of the social medias, we appreciate it. Our channel, where you'll find this show, among all of our other content outside of our hockey content, is on YouTube. Impact underscore media underscore. Any way that they can follow you?
I'm on Twitter X at Clay Harden, and that's it. That's the only socials. I got a Facebook page so my mama can keep up with it, but that's it.
You got to keep Mama happy.
That's right.
And of course, I am the Impact 99 on practically any social media there is. If you can't find us any of those other ways, this is going to be fun. Please, no spoiler alerts to anybody that knows us that is watching this,
Now I will
because
I will say this: if it rains Sunday and I can't go to Talladega, we will watch it in real time.
all right, there you go.
If the
Then,
wind, if the weather breaks and I get to go to Talladega, we're gonna watch it Monday.
then that puts me in a weird spot because normally, as much as I like to cheer for chaos, I don't want Talladega because I'm a big race fan as well. Messed up for you, but in case the world decides to deliver that, we are either going to both see this Sunday night or we're going to see it Monday night. So either way, we'll be back sometime next week to recap all this. Hopefully, to tell you uh, MJF's random ring announcing or some other fun things like that. But it's a good card. There's a lot of talent. They're mismatched. It looks like a blind monkey put it together, but towards the end, you guys are going to really like it. So we'll be back, like I said, next week to review this entire card. But until then, he's my tag partner, Clay Harden. I'm Jeremy York. We will see you guys next time around. Deuces,
See you.
gooses.